At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. You are watching Coffee with Krueger every weekday morning at 7 a.m. It is Friday, February 14th. A lovely day. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. You know, we are looking at some more showers out there this morning. Now, last night we did see some move through the valley. It looks like a few light showers near Chico this morning and just around the Oroville area. But give it another hour or so, that'll be wrapping itself up. So some clouds this morning in the valley. Those will be parting ways here throughout the morning and afternoon, and we still have some snow flurries for some of the higher elevations. But everything that you're seeing here now is really going to be wrapping itself up here through most of the morning. Still a chance for some snow flurries for some of the higher elevations here as we take you through the morning hours and, of course, through the day today as well. So that's what the radar looks like as of 7:01 this morning. Not a lot of activity out there this morning. Good morning. How you doing on this Friday, Valentine's Day? Hope we're all having a lovely day. I do want to remind you that, of course, we are going to be looking at that we have Coffee with Krueger every weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Not on the weekends. Of course, got to take that weekend off here. I got a couple of people checking in this morning. We have got Lisa Stevens saying, Happy Valentine's Day. All have a great day and a wonderful long weekend. Yeah, some of you get a long weekend. Some of you. Not everybody. Not everyone gets that Monday off. And of course, we got Barry saying good morning as well. So thank you for checking in this morning and hoping you're having a good start to your Valentine's Day. Let's get you right to Krueger's Quickcast here for your Friday, February 14th. It is Krueger's Quickcast. This is just a quick look at your forecast here for the day. And again, we start off with the radar showing that, yes, we are still seeing some activity out there. It looks like a band out there along the north coast in Del Norte and Humboldt counties. A few light snow flurries for some of the higher elevations there in Siskiyou County. A few light showers out towards Chico and near Oroville. And to the north and east of that, into the foothills and the mountains of Plumas County, seeing some of those snow flurries as well. How much rain did we see out of the storm system? Well, as expected, about an inch to even over an inch and a half in some spots here for the valley. Chico, 1.52. This is the last 2 days, by the way, and a little over an inch out in Redding. Now, Eureka, 1.66, 1.87 for Klamath, and there you can see Trinidad, 2.25, and Crescent City, a little over an inch there. And a lot of the totals that you see there in the mountains, a lot of that is, of course, when you melt that snow down, kind of the equivalency, if you will, of some of the snow that you did see. I wanted to show you this. This was kind of interesting. This was sent to us by LaDonna. This was sent to us of the Sacramento River in Anderson on February 9th. Now, you can see, if you look closely, and the vantage point is going to change a little bit in the next picture, but you see the two picnic tables up top. Not in the flood stage at this point, not being flooded. You see there, kind of in the left part of your screen there, you'll see in the water a tabletop of a picnic table there. Okay, and also take a look at where that water level is by the bridge there. That was on February 9th. All right, let's fast forward to yesterday. All right, so the river is getting lower. You'll see as you look at the bridge there, you can actually kind of see that water line of where it was and that picnic table that was flooded, except for the very top of it, is now out of the flooded waters. So this is kind of an interesting vantage point to see that the river is indeed showing signs of receding. Just checked the outflows coming from Shasta Dam. They're still very high, but they have dropped a little bit. I mean, just a tad, not a whole lot in the amount of water they are releasing from the dam. There you can see temperatures right now are in the upper 40s to about 50 in the valley, 50 degrees for Red Bluff, 48 degrees in Chico, and 33 degrees for Alturas. The coast in the mid to upper 40s at the current hour. Let's get you out the door this morning. A little wet for some of you, including the coast, but the valley, for the most part, you're dry with mostly cloudy skies in Modoc County. Not seeing much activity, or the eastern mountains. But again, we'll be looking at off and on snow showers for many of you this morning. There is a winter storm warning in effect until 10 o'clock tonight, although I do think that will expire before 10 o'clock, and that flood advisory was actually allowed to expire. The National Weather Service decided to, I don't know, just about 10 minutes ago, actually, cancel it. There you can see the high surf advisory until 2 o'clock this afternoon for large breaking waves of 20 to 22 feet. All right, so there's the big picture. Area of low pressure that impacted our weather yesterday is now just kind of wrapping itself up. It's moving to the east. So we still have some instability to deal with here for today, especially this morning. But you see that dry slot in the eastern Pacific? I mean, there's still some clouds, but that's what's moving in here for today, tomorrow, and eventually some rain. Again, by the second half of the weekend. There's a look at Futurecast this morning. You see how things are really just kind of wrapping themselves up. 8 o'clock this morning, still a few snow flurries. I'd say snow levels down around 2,500 to 3,500 feet. But look at the valley. It's dry. We're seeing clearing skies this morning. Still a few snow flurries for central Siskiyou County into the east of the valley as well. We take you through the afternoon today. Here's 5 o'clock. You see that? It's pretty much dry. And then the clouds will start to part ways as well. That's what it looks like tonight at about 10 o'clock. And to see the clouds off to the west, that's what's coming in through the day on Saturday, but dry on Saturday. Mount Shasta Ski Park went from 94 inches yesterday to now 104 inches out at the summit, 100% open. Chain requirements as of right now, none on I-5. We are looking at chain requirements on Highway 89, so if you are heading up to the ski park, do note that it may be a bit slippery up there. Excuse me. I do know, though, there was supposed to be a race for my son for Alpine. They canceled it due to dangerous conditions. And I think it's mainly what's dangerous conditions that are on the hill. They saw a lot of fresh snow. And, of course, that's just not a good conditions for racing. There you can see Highway 36 West. There are chain requirements and plenty of chain requirements, as we typically see east of I-5. So that's what it looks like at Dunsmuir. That's what it looks like at I-5 at Mount Shasta. I mean, yeah, again, a few slick spots, but no chain requirements. And even Snowman Summit, not looking all that bad. Caltrans has done a really good job clearing it out, but do note that there will be some slick spots out there on Snowman's Hill. And of course, for big rigs mainly is where you've got those chain requirements. Here's below Buckhorn Summit. It is looking clear there. No chain requirements in Highway 299 West at all. Berry Summit looks a little wet. Looks like you're seeing showers, but no snow. This is what it looks like on Hatchet Mountain on Highway 299 East. Of course, you've got some of the slick roads there a little bit on Hatchet Mountain, but Cedar Pass, I mean, still getting covered in snow this morning. Here's Highway 44, Lassen Park. Yeah, we're still seeing snow on the highway there. Bogard Ranger Station, that looks like an ice rink, doesn't it? Man, oh man. Highway 36 at 89, Chester, near Chester, 4,500 feet. We are seeing, it looks like some slick spots there, but the roads are pretty cleared out. Looks like Caltrans has done a good job there. For down your summit, 5,600 feet, still a lot of snow on that highway there. By the way, just want to remind you, you still need to check those road conditions here through the morning and this afternoon, because yes, we are expected to see conditions improve through the morning, around midday, and even in the afternoon. But notice off to the east, especially east of I-5, we're still going to probably see some chain requirements there. So I do expect that I-5 and even west of I-5 will probably be, for the most part, chain restriction free. But east of I-5, most likely still some chain requirements here as we go into tomorrow morning. Highway 36 West may be borderline too, so just be aware of that if you are traveling anywhere in the mountains here as you start off your weekend. Here's what it looks like out there today. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 50s for most of us in the valley with partly cloudy skies. Clouds will basically be decreasing, and we'll probably be looking at more sunshine by the second half of the day. Now, morning flurries for some of the higher elevations, a mix down to about 2,000 feet, but above that, mainly in the form of probably snow. And it's still staying fairly cool out there. And speaking of cool, it's going to be downright cold tonight. I do expect some freezing temperatures for some of us in the valley. Generally in the mid-30s, though. Some teens and some 20s for the higher elevations to the north and east. Low to mid-20s for Trinity County. Low 30s for the inland areas of the north coast and the coast. Looking at temperatures tonight dropping down to the mid to upper 30s. So yes, a very cold night in store for us nonetheless. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. Of course, I've put a little theme in there with the hearts and the Valentine's Day in the works. And of course, we're looking at dry conditions today in the valley. For the most part, minus a few lingering showers this morning. Dry for your Saturday, more showers on Sunday, but don't count on a lot. Don't count on much on President's Day, and don't count on much rain on Wednesday of next week either. It's warming up too. back in the 60s. Taking a look at the coast, inland and for Trinity County, that morning mix. Otherwise, you are going to be looking at drier conditions by the afternoon, dry for your Saturday, and then more showers on Sunday and possibly on President's Day as well. For Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the Eastern Mountains, there, of course, you can see those temperatures are on the increase, but generally in the mid-40s by the time I go to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Take a look at Lake Oroville. There's your live stream camera there. And well, not an exciting picture, but this is a little nice. A little breezy out there this morning. Looks like at Lake Oroville, North Forebay. The lake looks like it's a little choppy out there, but just a few waves here and there. Still some wet roads in Chico, just kind of left over from the rain we saw last night and early this morning. As I mentioned, there may be still a few sprinkles out there around the Chico area this morning, but otherwise it's going to be a dry day. And there you can see kind of the clouds already showing signs of breaking apart, but yes, still looks a little wet on those roads on Highway 99 at Neal Road. Taking a look at Sundial Bridge, this is Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive. Looks like we don't have the wet roads there, haven't seen rain for a while, but that's kind of what we're looking at this point. We have got some people checking in this morning before we get to our deeper dive forecast. We've got Curtis Brown saying, good morning, Mike and everyone. It measured 1.29 inches yesterday as of 18:30 hours yesterday. Wind was minimal, the biggest gust of 14 miles per hour, so no wind this morning. So that's always good to see here. We've got James and Mandy Chappell saying, have a great Friday. And we've got Kimberly Mackley saying, happy Valentine's Day. And hope you have great plans. You know what? We don't have a whole lot of plans here this weekend. Someone was asking me, hey, do you have any big plans this week? And I'm like, you know what? No. Because if you have to think about it that hard, you don't have any big plans, do you? But we'll probably do something. I mean, it's going to be a nice weekend. Saturday should be pretty nice. Good day to head out to the ski park on Saturday, but I bet you it's going to be crowded. Usually after the storms, the weekend after the storm, Saturday is just a mess. Sunday, maybe not a bad day. It might be a little chilly, might be a little snowy at times, but should be a good day on Sunday. We might go up on Sunday. We'll see. We'll see what Aiden wants to do. I know he's probably going to want to go out. They canceled the race today, so he's not too excited about that. So there you go. All right, let's get to our deeper dive forecast this morning. It's Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, and Coffee with Krueger is made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. Once again, I want to thank Wind River for their support. All right, let's take a look at the radar right now, and you can see some of the rain that we are seeing. Most of it's down to the south, so right around Chico, Oroville, you might be dealing with a sprinkle or a light shower here in the next half hour or so. You can see some of the showers that we are seeing along the coast right now. We kind of stop the animation here. As you can see here, a little bit of snow flurry action in central Siskiyou County, but otherwise fairly dry for everyone else. Mainly overcast skies out there as well, but of course for the valley that should clear out here throughout the morning. Here's some of the rain we've seen the last 48 hours. Of course, we got that report from our friend out in West Red Bluff saying about 1.29 inches there, 1.15 out in Redding, and east of where we got that report for Red Bluff, a little over an inch there, 0.87 in Corning, and look at that, 1.5 inches in Chico. So some of the heavier rainfall, you can kind of see a little bullseye right here and another one off to the west, and another bullseye in parts of Humboldt County. Trinidad did see about 2.25, 1.25 in Fortuna. Look at Redway, almost 3 inches of rain there in the last 2 days. And there you can see out in Crescent City about 1.18. Now, right now, the temperatures are in the upper 40s to about 50. The overcast skies kind of keeping those temperatures up, but we are just above freezing in El Turris at about 33 degrees, 42 in Hoopa, and those mid to upper 40s right now along the coast. All right, so morning mountain snow with afternoon clearing. We've got a dry start to the weekend with Sunday showers, and then a drier pattern for next week. Drier is the key word there, because there still is going to be a chance for showers as we go through next week. So this is the storm system that impacted us yesterday. It's exiting the region as we speak, but there still is some leftover instability and showers and snow that we are seeing in the mountains, and that will continue at least through the morning. but by the afternoon, a lot of it will clear out. We've got the dry conditions on Saturday, and then you can see right here, this is the storm system coming in on Saturday night into Sunday. All right, so there's the storm as it approaches. We've still got some high clouds throughout the day tomorrow, but dry. By Saturday night, the coast is seeing the rain, and then as we go through the day on Sunday, it pushes to the east. Now, you may have noticed that cold front breaks apart by the time it does hit the coastal range. That's pretty typical. So when we see a storm like that, typically what happens is the bulk of the rain is for the coast, especially for northern Humboldt and Del Norte counties. Then the rest of us just don't typically see as much rain out of those systems. We have another system on Monday that'll just clip northern California, giving us a continued chance for showers. A break on Tuesday, and yes, another round of some showers coming in Wednesday before we dry things out again for the end of next week, for Thursday and even next Friday is what it's looking like at this point. Fairly good consistency in those long-range forecast models with that as well. All right, so let's kind of hone it in now here over through the weekend. There you can see what we're seeing out there this morning. Snow levels 2,500, 3,500 feet. We're still seeing those chain requirements out there, but not nearly as bad as it was yesterday. I-5, no chain requirements. Highway 299 West, no chain requirements. But pretty much everywhere else, you're seeing some of that here through the morning hours. There's 8 o'clock this morning, still some snow flurries out there. Then by noon, most of it is to the north and east. We're starting to see the skies clear out here for the valley, and even some clearing skies here for parts of the higher elevations. By the second half of the day today, it's pretty much dry for everyone with clearing skies. Clear skies for the most part tonight will make for a cold start to your day tomorrow morning, but then with the increasing clouds through the day, we'll be looking at temperatures not warming up a whole lot, but still at least in the mid to upper 50s for the valley. This is the approaching storm system. You see where most of the rain is? Yes, out towards midnight, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Heavy rainfall, moderate to heavy rainfall at times for Del Norte, northern Humboldt County. Then we are seeing the potential for a brief period of moderate to heavy rain for some of you in the valley early Sunday morning. But you see how we're just kind of beginning to break up. And then by the time we get into around midday on Sunday, we're pretty much done with this. Now, there may be some stray sprinkles, some drizzle, maybe some mist out towards parts of the north coast because probably be overcast through the day. But 5 p.m. on Sunday, again, maybe you can see just a little bit of activity here and there. But for the most part, Sunday afternoon looking fairly dry. Now, the National Weather Service still has the winter storm warning for the eastern mountains until 10 o'clock tonight. I think that'll expire long before that. In fact, there was a flood watch that I reported this morning in my 6 o'clock morning update. That has since then been canceled. We're seeing better conditions and improving conditions out of the Sacramento River because that's why they've decided to go ahead and take that out. But there still are flood warnings, which we'll get into here in a bit. There you can see, of course, again, that looks like it's on I-5, but it's not. That's on Highway 89. So, again, no chain requirements I-5, no chain requirements 299 West. 36 west and east chain requirements, and obviously, as usual, we are seeing a lot of those chain requirements east of I-5. All right, let's take a look at the road conditions here, and I'm not going to go into too many specifics. One thing you'll notice, though, as we go through the morning and afternoon, conditions improve, but we still have kind of the same conditions here as we go into this afternoon and evening. So I don't expect chain requirements for the rest of the day today. There may be, if we can get a brief snow flurry out over Mount Shasta, okay, sure. But for the most part, conditions are improving this morning. But especially if you're heading in the mountains tonight or tomorrow morning, just check the latest road conditions if you're heading east of I-5, because I think there's still going to be some chain requirements in a lot of slick spots that you need to be aware of. Highway 36 West also, check that as well. That may be a little bit of an issue here even for tomorrow morning, but I think Highway 299 West should be okay. It's okay now and most likely will be okay as we take you into tomorrow morning as well. Here's a look at some of the rainfall totals we expect. So where are we going to see most of the rain? Yes, northern Humboldt, Del Norte County. That's the bulk of the rain. The rest of us, only a few hundredths to maybe upwards of a tenth of an inch of rainfall, and of course maybe a little bit more in Trinity County. So really, we're still looking at mainly below the flood stage of the Sacramento River here, but there still is that flood warning south of Red Bluff, and of course these are along the Sacramento River. So let's go ahead and take a look at Tehama Bridge. The good news is it is already showing signs of dropping. It's receding. We're seeing the same thing out at Vina Woodson Bridge. kind of staying fairly steady through today, but then by tonight, tomorrow, it's going to drop as well. We'll see the same situation out at Ord Ferry. It's going to kind of hover around that flood or just below the flood stage here through tomorrow morning, and then it will start to recede after that. By early next week, we should be in the what's known as the good stage. We're even below, well below that flood stage. Now, we've been looking at a lot of rainfall. And, you know, the month of February has done quite well. But as we go into the next 10 days or so, we're going to be looking at most likely drier than normal conditions. Now, I want to remind you that this does not mean it's going to be dry. It's not going to be, you know, bone dry out there. What we're dealing with here is we're looking at percentage chances of seeing below normal rainfall, right? So the lighter the shade, like a tan color, that's a slim, you'll probably still see rain. It just will most likely be below normal. Better chances, as you get the darker shades of brown, of below normal rainfall. With that said, you saw that there are still some chances for showers next week. Take a look at the lake levels. We're starting to, you know, it was earlier this week, we were looking at it dropping 4, even 5 feet. Now, we're seeing the drop a little bit slower. You can see a minus 1.65 out at Lake Shasta. In fact, Oroville, barely seeing a drop there, as in fact Trinity Lake has seen a slight minor increase, basically staying the same. But the capacity, still over 80%. We're great, looking very good. The lakes are looking good. And a historical average, still over 120 to even over 130%. So again, we're talking about how we're starting to see the floodwaters recede. Even the Sacramento River is showing that. This is courtesy of LaDonna. This is in Anderson on February 9th. If you look closely, you'll see right here, you see that picnic table? It's flooded. Also, take note of where that flood stage is, or kind of on the bridge, right? So we're going to take, it's going to be a slightly different vantage point, but you'll get the idea. Take a look now. That same one that was just flooded is now out of the flooded waters. If you look closely, you'll kind of see the darker color there on that column. That shows the drop that we have seen here this week. So that's good to see that we are seeing that. And that's the trend that we've seen here with some of those flood stages. So again, kind of still in that water category, our snow cover for the season so far, as you can see here, for the statewide average, I mean, I'd like to see these numbers better. For the statewide average of the percent of April 1st average, we're about 58%, but normal to date, doing a little bit better at about 81%. So again, we'd like to see some more storms to really give us that good reserve in the mountains, so it will slowly melt into our reservoirs and we'll have plenty of water here. But we're still doing okay. I mean, you saw where the lakes are right now, so the reserves in the mountain is just kind of icing on the cake, if you will. All right, so here's the February high temperatures. You know, you may have noticed it's been unusually cool in February for the entire month so far. We've been below average almost every single day, near average at least here as we were in February 2nd and February 9th. But you see a lot of blue on the map here indicating temperatures have been below normal. And now the reason I'm pointing that out is because we look at the temperature outlook over the next 10 days, yeah, we're getting in the potential for seeing above normal temperatures. Now, it's not going to be a heat wave by any stretch of the imagination, but it's going to be a bit warmer. Temperatures should be back into the 60s by the middle and latter part of next week, which is certainly a lot more pleasant. Now, we still have the high surf advisory until 2 o'clock this afternoon here. We've got large breaking waves about 20 to 22 feet. Now, the wave heights, as you can see, they are starting to drop here this afternoon. They'll drop even more for Saturday, but you see this right here? We're going to start to see that kind of make its way back in by Saturday night into Sunday as that next storm system approaches. So there's your marine forecast. This morning, those winds will be from the northwest at 20 to 25 knots. We have a hazardous seas warning this morning, but that will be allowed to expire here as we go into the afternoon hours because, again, we're starting to see those wave heights begin to drop a bit. There's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast, and we're going to be looking at off and on chances for showers. So don't count on much on any of these days here. Snow levels will be higher than, say, Weaverville and Hayfork. I don't think you have to be concerned about any snow there here over the next 7 days here, but 39 degrees for a high today in Forest Glen, 38 in Wildwood. Off and on chances for rain over the next 7 days here for the North Coast as well, with 46 degrees in Honeydew as well as Red Crest, 48 degrees in Miranda. Up north, Fortuna, about 48 degrees, 49 in Ferndale, 47 in Highsville and Rio Dell, about 45 degrees. 47 degrees for Blue Lake, 49 in Eureka today. There's Willow Creek at about 45 degrees, and even more to the north. It's kind of a long section of the state, isn't it? 51 degrees out towards Smith River, 42 degrees in Gasquet, in Orleans about 46 degrees. How about your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast? Those temperatures upper 40s to about 50, Highway 96. I-5, looking at temperatures in the low to mid 40s, often on chances for those showers, but again, nothing significant is expected any of those days. 43 degrees for Greenview, 42 degrees for Callahan and Fort Jones, about 45 degrees. Central and eastern Siskiyou County is still cool out there in some spots, upper 30s to low 40s. Dunsmuir a bit warmer at about 46 and 44 degrees in McLeod. And for Modoc County, temperatures upper 30s to around 40. 40 degrees for Alturas, 35 though in Cedarville, and looks like about 39 degrees in Aden. For the Eastern Mountains, now I do think this morning, Bernie, you may see a stray morning flurry, but otherwise you're dry for the afternoon, dry Saturday, and of course often on chances for showers starting Sunday into the middle of next week. Taking a look at Lake Almanor and Lassen Park, upper 30s along the lake, or around the lake that is, and temperatures upper 20s, low 30s for Lassen Volcanic National Park area. There's a look at the eastern mountains to the south with Paradise topping out at about 50 degrees today, 38 degrees in Greenville, and there's Doyle with a high of about 42 degrees. And your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamuth Painting. We've got those temperatures in the mid to upper 50s for your daytime highs. About 60 for Willows, though, one of the warmer spots. And Gridley, about 58 degrees. There's a look at your 7-day forecast for Chico. Lots of love in the air, of course. On your Valentine's Day, a high of 57 and mainly dry after a few lingering showers this morning. Otherwise, we're dry on Saturday, and often on chances for showers for Sunday through at least Wednesday of next week. We take you up to the north, 50 degrees for Whiskeytown, 55 degrees for Palisadro, and Cottonwood about 57 degrees. Okay, so there's a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. Valentine's Day is today. There you go. Got to remind yourselves, got to remember. Temperatures upper 50s on Saturday, Sunday. We've got a chance for showers. President's Day, also a chance for showers. But look at those temperatures back up to the low to mid 60s by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So it does look like we do have some warmer air in store for us. I know I'm looking forward. It has been, the month has been one of those past couple of weeks where you're like, man, it's just kind of chilly outside. And of course, we've been dealing with the rain, which has been great. But I'd like to see some warmer temperatures. I think many of you probably feel the same way as well. Checking in real quickly with some of you this morning. We have got Tracy saying good morning. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Hope you have a great day and a great weekend. Yeah. We've also got Curtis Brown out there saying happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Have a great day. Of course, he also gave us a great report, which if you weren't there for it, we'll take a look at what he said this morning. Measured 1.29 inches on Red Bluff as of yesterday. So good to see those numbers. Ooh, check this out. Let's take a look. Ooh, not that one. Let's take a look at this. I actually just saw a drop of rain on that lens from Lake Oroville. So it looks like we are seeing some showers down to the south. And remember I mentioned that there is that slight chance for a stray shower this morning for places around to the south, around Chico and Oroville. And that's essentially what's happening right now. That's not going to last for very long. That will start to dry out here as we take you through the afternoon. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us this morning. We're going to leave you with some of the cameras out there. You can see, of course, Lake Oroville right here. And then, of course, we'll also wrap up the show and get ready for a weekend. And for some of you, it may be a 3-day weekend if you're lucky. In the meantime, have yourselves a great Valentine's Day and hope you have a great weekend as well. And we'll see you on Monday at 7 a.m. right here on Coffee with Krueger. Bye.